Rhythm, counting, it all goes together in music. You have to understand how to read it. Today's lesson, we are going to continue on talking about smaller rhythmic values. Okay, in review, we've had our whole note, and we can divide that equally into two parts, and we get our two half notes. We would count these as 1, 2, and then we would have 3, 4. Okay, then we can divide our half notes evenly in half, and we would get our quarter notes, and we would count those 1, 2, 3, 4. Going into smaller values of notes, we get our eighth notes. And all of these all eighth notes start with a number. 1, here's a 2, here's a 3, and here's 4. But I can divide it equally into two parts. There's the number, and then we get the and of the beat, which is the weaker part of the beat. If you were to tap your toe to the quarter notes, to the given beat of 1, 2, 3, 4, this is your quarter note beat. Every time you tap the floor, that's the number. On the way up is the and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. They are twice as fast feeling as your quarter notes are. To go to a faster feeling of your beat, we go to 16th notes. We are going to carry these down. So here's our 1. Let me get a darker color. Here's the number 1, and here is the and. Here is your number, here is your and. Your number and the and. Number and and. To fill in the gaps between the number and the and, we say E and a. So if our beat is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we would count our eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Our 16th notes would be 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So, as a review, let's work backwards. We have our 16th notes here, and two of these 16th notes, if we smooshed them together, they would create 1/8 note. If we smooshed these together, they would create 1/4 note. If we smooshed these together, we would get 1/2 note, and if we brought these together, we would get a whole note. So, fill in the answers to this puzzle. So we have 1 whole note equals 2 half notes. 2 half notes equal 4 quarter notes. 4 quarter notes equal 8 eighth notes. And 8 eighth notes equals 16 16th notes. So from our graph, you've got to remember if you combined notes together, what they would create. So we have 4 16th notes, and we are going to combine these two 16th notes together, and these two 16th notes together, and these two, and these two. And we're going to create one note out of each of these two 16th notes. Let's review our counting. We have 1 E and A. We have 2 E and A, and 3 E and A, and 4 E and A. The trickle down effect comes this way. 2 of these combined together create 1 eighth note. Then I am going to carry these down. It's almost like long division. Carry these 2 down, and they are going to be 2 16th notes. Okay, so now we've got to add the counting to this rhythm here. Our number is going to carry down 1. Smooshed into this 16th note to create this 1/8 note, that E is hiding in there, and then leftover is and A. Okay, let's continue. Make our trickle down our notes. We have our 2 combined together. It's going to create your 1/8 note. And then you have your 2 16th notes. And your counting is going to be counted 2, then and A. And if I continued this on, we would get this kind of notation. Here are your 16th notes carried down. Here at the end. And these are your 2 grouped together. Okay, this is the first pattern that we'll look at, an 8th and 2 16th combination. If I had my metronome going, here is my beat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And each number represents
3,
these 4 grouping of 16th notes.
2, 3, 4, 1.
I would count these as
4,
1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a.
1, 2.
Now I'm tying together these first 2 16th notes, and I will count this, and I will count it as the 1, and your leftovers are and a.
1, 2,
and it would sound like this.
4,
1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a.
1.
I like to put silly words with different rhythm patterns, and so you could say
1, 2, 3, 4.
anchovy, 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 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a.
1.
So that is one combination. Okay, now we can take the same pattern, and remember each group represents one whole beat. So we start with 1, 2, 3, 4. This time I am going to combine these 2. The last 2 are going to be smooshed into one note. I'm just going to do the first two beats. So, my trickle down theory, like long division, I'm going to carry those two 16th notes, and this is going to become one note of its own, and we know that as a 8th note. Okay, now we've got to figure out how it's going to be counted. We have 1, E, and A. So this pattern down here will be counted 1, carry that down, E, and the next thing you're going to say is and. The is combined into these two notes to create that, so it's kind of hidden in there. Okay, same thing here. And we would count this 2, E, and. Okay, if I continued, our notation would look like this. Here's 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and. With those grouped together. Okay. And carrying these down as well. So, with the metronome, here's your beat. 1, 2, 3. That's your quarter note. 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. That's your group of 4 16th notes. And here is how this pattern is going to sound. 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and, 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and.
1, 2.
And I also have silly words for this one. It would be coconut.
1, 2, 3.
So here is the numbers 1 E and, 2 E and, 3 E and, 4 E and, or you can use coconut,
4,
coconut, 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 coconut.
1.
Okay? Going on to our next combination.